Are you tired of this happening to you? What about this? Or even this? Then let me introduce you to a brand new product called begone. begone is a new spray that can remove all unwanted hogs from your home. With just one spritz, begone will have your home completely hog-free. Imagine the look on your kid's face when they come home from school and see just how clean the house is after removal of those pesky little hogs.
Woo!
And the benefits of begone don't stop there. Even your partner will benefit from our product. The cleanliness of our product with simple ingredients such as soap, water, and our special begone pesticides, those pesky little pig pens will be nowhere to be found.
Thank you, my friend.
Smack my ass like the drum.
begone comes in a variety of different scents such as lemon, apple, and our personal favorite, the HBG Special. It's odorless. For just $45.99, we'll throw in 2 begone cleaning cloths. This cloth will clean up any remaining residue, or you can just use it for general cleaning around the house. And the benefits of begone don't stop there. Cleaning our towels is just as easy as using them. Just throw them in with any other laundry, and they'll be good as new.
Oh, no.
If you call the toll-free number on the screen now, we'll double your offer at no extra cost. That's right, 2 bottles of begone and 4 begone cleaning cloths for free. Just call 555-867-5309. That's 555-867-5309. Call now. Carrier and messaging rates apply.
This is Mako Rutledge, otherwise known as Roadhog. This one-man apocalypse is an OG in Overwatch, launching with the game on May 24th, 2016. He's a tank hero with a very selfish playstyle. He traveled the world with Junkrat as his bodyguard during their worldwide heist and grand scheme to blow up this fine specimen right here. Damn! But just like the Overwatch 2 devs, we don't care about the lore. The only thing we care about is his in-game performance. He may have changed a lot throughout the years, but his basic playstyle has always remained the same. Walk around, hook someone, murder them in cold blood, heal, wait for hook to come off cooldown, and repeat. As a result, he's never really been good, except that one time. However, even though he's never really been super competitively viable, people would still play him in ranked, and due to his selfish playstyle, he usually gets value. In Overwatch 1, it was a lot easier. There were 2 tanks in that game. One tank will tank, and Roadhog would run around and do whatever he wanted. However, with the removal of a tank in Overwatch 2, it kind of made it a little more difficult to do things. One tank means one singular hog, instead of one singular hog and his cute little tank friend. However, his playstyle still remained the same. Walk around, hook someone, murder them in cold blood, heal, wait for hook to come off cooldown, and repeat. I've seen a lot of players get dumpstered by this pig so many times, and with the influx of new players in Overwatch 2, I decided to make a little video on how to deal with a hog OTP. We'll cover hero specifics, the general playstyle in order to beat a hog, and how each role should handle a hog. However, before we do that, we need to learn the ins and outs of Roadhog, which starts with his statistics, which means we're going to look at a rundown of his kit. So let's go ahead and do that. Training mode. Roadhog.
Round 1. Fight.
Whoa, pause. Okay, Roadhog. This guy right here. You know, Mako Rutledge. All right, so I'm gonna make this as clear cut as possible, and then we gonna simplify this. First things first, he's a tank. This means he has the tank passive, which gives him 25% headshot damage and knockback reduction. So he's gonna be taking less damage overall, and he's not gonna be moved around that much. He's also a pretty big boy. How big? 750 HP. That's pretty big. However, he got no shields and no armor. It's all just flesh. I could make a video talking about the differences between shields, health, armor, and overhealth, but there are a lot of videos out there, and you guys could look that up in your own free time. Just know that armor reduces damage, shields regen health faster, and overhealth is extra health, except it doesn't heal. His weapon is the scrap gun. His primary fire shoots a shotgun burst projectile that deals 163 damage if you hit all pellets with a 2x multiplier to the face. His secondary fire delays the detonation, giving him extra range. The ball before it detonates deals 50 damage with a 2x multiplier to the face as well. You ain't really gonna do this or even notice this, but it happens. His first ability is Chain Hook, a long-range stun that travels 20 meters and pulls targets within 3 meters of Roadhog, allowing for an easy follow-up. His second ability is Take a Breather, a resource that heals 180 per second for a maximum of 2.5 seconds while providing 40% damage reduction. If Hog stops healing or it's canceled for whatever reason, it goes on a 1.25 second cooldown. His ultimate is Whole Hog. He turns his gun into a meat grinder. I don't know how he does that. Each volley deals 104 damage and knocks back enemies during an 8-second duration. He can heal and hook while using this ultimate. Basically, to simplify his kit as simple as humanly possible, if you get hooked, you die. If he heals, he won't die. If he ults you, he'll either push you very far or you'll explode in 0.2 seconds because that thing does a ridiculous amount of damage. His perks are where things might get a little complicated because a lot of information at once, but don't worry, you got this. I believe in you. Just bring out the notebook, okay, baby, you got this. His minor perks are Scrap Hook and Shrapnel Launcher. Scrap Hook reloads 2 ammo, as the game calls it, if he lands a hook, providing consistent follow-up. Shrapnel Launcher extends the secondary fire by 50% and tightens its spread by 25%, which gives you fuck, man. Why did I say percent like that? 50%. It tightens the spread by 25%. Shrapnel Launcher extends the secondary fire by 50% and tightens the spread by 25%, which gives the secondary fire more range. This one's kind of bad. Don't worry about this one. His major perks are Invigorate and Pulled Pork. Look at Blizzard referencing their own past games. Invigorate gives him a 30% speed boost while healing, allowing him to escape like a certain blue hedgehog. Get it? Hedgehog. Because, you know, he's a hog. Hedgehog. Pulled Pork grants Hog overhealth up to 250, depending on how far you pull enemies with Chain Hook. If you land a long-range hook, you get the funny green health. He can only choose one minor and major perk, and typically Hog players will pick Scrap Hook and Invigorate, giving him consistent hook follow-up and extra movement to get out. Because increased speed is always useful. All right, we know what he do, so what do we do to stop him from doing his due? To counter Hog, we have to view him a little bit differently. We have to view him not as Roadhog, but as a big ass hook. Hook travels 20 meters before going back to the piggy. Now, whenever the hook is walking around, stay out of range. I understand that eyeballing 20 meters can be a little bit hard, but basically just assume you're in hook range, which essentially boils down to don't peek the hook. Use sound cues to pinpoint his location and don't peek the hook. Oh, Coach Marth, what sound cues are we looking for? Footsteps and Chain Hook. Every hero in the entire game has a distinct footsteps sound effect, except Mercy and Widow for some reason. This is Hog's. Yeah, you hear that shit? Yeah, those are Hog steps. Use that sound to identify exactly where he is and where he'll be going. And don't peek the hook. This is the Chain Hook sound effect. If you hear this, that means he won't have hook for 6 seconds, which means you can bully him until it comes back. Once it's back, run away and don't. Oh, but what if you have to pick the hook? Oh, how do you beat it? Well, there are 4 ways. The first option is the cool option.
19 dodge!
Begin dodge protocol now.
Why are you starting a subroutine? It's not that complex!
Everybody can dodge the hook, okay? You just walk in one direction to bait him to throw it, and then immediately move to the other direction, and boom. You just dodge the hook. Some heroes have movement abilities that can dodge it pretty easily. Think Genji's dash, Venture's dash, Kiri TP, things like that. If your hero has a burst movement option, don't hesitate to use it, since if you don't, you might just die. Even something that doesn't have a lot of burst movement can still save you. So just like get out the way. Also, you can use abilities that make your hero invincible to dodge a hook. That's pretty self-explanatory, but I didn't know where else to put it. Now for the not as cool but mentally impactful option number 2.
Ah, what a block! You are kidding me with this.
The obvious way to block it is by using a shield. pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it's a shield that blocks things, but not all heroes have shields. So how else can we block it? Well, some heroes can block hook with an ability that isn't a shield. Genji with his deflect, Maga with his charge, Orisa with her fortify, Queen with her new minor perk that should be a major perk, hazard wall, May wall and block, Torb turret, I think, Life Hoover tree if you really want to, and Zen trance. Kinda. I mean, you know, if there's no ledge nearby, you won't die, so that's cool. If you have an ability to block the hook, use it. Don't hold it, since if you get hooked, you're gonna die. Or Hog will just force resources out of your supports, which he can then capitalize on later. Also, you could use natural cover to block hook, which could be considered dodging, but just know you could do this. The third option shows that you're the most goated teammate and will attract all of the Mercy players in the world. There are multiple ways you can deny follow-up. You could block it light skin style, you could displace him with a boop, which we'll talk about later, or you can eat it with Diva, which is the most common way to negate follow-up. There are a couple ways to deny the follow-up, especially if you get creative enough.
But considering the next option I'm about to talk about also denies follow-up, we're just going to move on.
Grab coming through from Vancouver, locks him in the sound barrier. Sound is huge. Bomb coming in from John. Oh my God! A kill. He does it again.
Crowd control, or CC, can be one of three things: a stun, a boop, or hinder. Basically, anything that forces you to move without consent or removes your ability to move is known as CC. Since Hog has no way to mitigate damage outside of his healing, this means he's open to all sources of damage, and most importantly, crowd control, since his heal is not a shield. Disrupting the Hog by any means necessary means he can't reliably land a hook, which can open up some opportunities for some violence. There's a lot of CC, but notable heroes would be Ana and Orisa. They get banned every game there's a Hog, so those are the notable ones. Use stuns to disrupt his heal or punish him for taking space aggressively. Use boops to deny his positioning or hooks. CC can make Hog's life absolutely miserable, so just do that. Like a lot. Oh, also, there's a secret fifth option. All right, you ready for this? Hog has to be one of the biggest targets in the entire game. He's definitely one of the biggest targets on the field at any given moment. I know shooting the tank might sound stupid, especially since there's a juicy support like right there shaking some ass, but please, please shoot the Hog. Shooting Hog does multiple things. One, it forces him back a little bit. Hog can't walk if he's constantly taking damage, since he'll die. Hogs tend to get around us by just healing, which leads me to number two, which is that it forces out his heal. Forcing out heal is huge, since that's his main source of sustain and soaking up damage. If he doesn't have it, then he can't be aggressive. And three, it forces resources from his teammates, specifically supports. If supports have to use abilities on him to keep him alive, to make space, then that means they're not using their abilities to help their team in engagements. Take Kirisuzu, for example. If she's forced to use it early because he's discorded and taking 1,000,000 damage, then she won't have it for 13 seconds, which means you can commit to a fight. Shooting Hog applies pressure, and Hog just kind of has to eat that pressure. This allows your tank to take and hold space a lot easier against Hog, since the Hog won't be able to just walk up for free and bully the tank. Oh, also, you can outrange him. I don't really know where to put this, but you can definitely outrange him. So, like, do that. Okay, to end this video, let's talk about Hog counters and checks that could change the tide of battle. Reverse the tide. I fucking hate woooooo. Here's how we're gonna do this. You see this? This is a tier list. We're gonna rank every hero in the game from best to worst counters in the game, starting with the best because I can. Ana is so awful to play into that Hog will ban her every game. Sleep Dart is easy to hit. Nano can save a target he hooked, and most importantly, anti-heal nade exists. If Ana isn't banned and they are on Hog, just play Ana and use all of your abilities on the pig. Ana goes into her own tier called Permaban tier because, my god. Outside of Ana being the absolute number one, this list isn't really ordered except for the tiers that the heroes are in. So like, they're not ordered within the tier itself, but the tiers are ordered. Yeah, anyways, let's move on. Right under that, we got some juicy counters or heroes that play into Hog pretty well. Heroes like Diva, Orisa, Malga, Ashe, Echo, Freya, Hanzo, Pharah, Sojourn, Soldier 76, Widowmaker, Mercy, and Zenyatta. Diva can pressure Hog with her fusion cannons, which could force out heal pretty quickly, deny follow-up by flying into him to boop him or just by eating his damage, and she completely denies his ultimate, which is important because his ultimate deals a ridiculous amount of damage. Diva is just awful to play into. However, she can't matrix the hook herself health, so if you're not careful, you can get hooked into death on D.Va. Echo, Freya, Pharah, Hanzo, Widow, and Zen should all outrange him. Completely safe from his hook and just overall damage. Zenyatta specifically has Discord Orb, which can make his life even more miserable, and a big head hurt box that makes it easy to headshot for heroes like Hanzo, Widowmaker, and Zen. Now, the aerial heroes are a little different because Pharah and Echo aren't really good right now, but in terms of playing into Hog, they should in theory never ever get hooked by Hog, and if they just hard focus on the Hog, he doesn't really get to play the game because that's an angle he can't do anything about. The other team could just go hit scan, so just be aware of that. And Freya is just good in general, and you don't have to worry about hit scan. I mean, you do, but you don't. And yeah, so do that. While Cass, Sojourn, Soldier 76, and Ashe have to be a little closer, which risks a hook. They can still take angles or have the burst damage, which can force out heal. Poking out Hog is essential, and these heroes excel at that while not specializing in that field. Also, Sojourn can charge her rail off him and annihilate his squishy. There's that. So if you could do that. Malgo will shoot Hog all day, every day, and twice on Sundays. He can stomp him pretty easily thanks to Hog's big hurt box, and he can get out of his ult with his dash. Shout can help him sustain against his fleshy body. Dash can block hook and help reposition. I don't know, man. Just watch Cubs on Twitch if you want to see Malgo things. He might play into Hog one of these days. Then there's Orisa.
Hello.
Orisa is Orisa. Fortify reduces damage taken and denies all CC. Spin eats his damage and blocks hook for some reason. Spin can also push him into your team so your team can decimate him. Spear can disrupt his positioning, stop his heal, and deny his follow-up. And finally, her ultimate can bring him in, slow him down, and deal burst damage, which again forces out heal and allows your team to follow up. I could easily put Orisa in the permaban tier, but the fact that like she might not get banned, you know, it really depends on what their team is doing with the bans. I don't know. Not important. I'm rambling. Anyways, talk about Mercy. Mercy can damage boost the DPS and res his kills if he doesn't camp the soul. That's why she's here. Completely dependent on whether her DPS can hit their shots or not, but it's Hog, so they probably can. I'm gonna tell you right now, I played as Cass and had a blue beam, and this Hog did not get to play the game. So Mercy could definitely help. I know Mercy is like the worst support in the game, but she could help. Up next, we have Chex. Heroes that can make his life a little more difficult, but might not be the best pick to deny a Hog completely. Who are Sigma, Zarya, Bastion, Junkrat, Mei, Reaper, Tor, Bat, Brig, Kiri, Lifeweaver, and Wooyoung, kinda. Sigma and Zarya can block his hook with shield and bubble, respectively. Sigma can disrupt his heal and follow up with rock, while Zarya can just get charge off him by bubbling the person he hooks. In theory, Zarya should be max charge against a Hog, especially with the new perk. There's also free ult charge for both tanks, and they do enough damage to force out heal. Bastion, Junkrat, Reaper, and Torb can do a lot of damage to Hog, but they're all in a risk of getting a hook, which is why they're in this tier. Bastion is Bastion. Homie is a big ass gun, which can force out heal, but it only lasts like 6 seconds, so Hog could just wait it out and then get back in there. Junkrat can spam from safe corners, but it's inconsistent. Plus, this is Overwatch 2. Junkrat isn't played like that anymore. Reaper and Torb deal high damage at close range, but are big targets, which makes it easy for Hog to not only shoot them in the face, but also hook. Mei can block hook with ice block and wall, while her alternate fire deals a good amount of damage, while also not having any damage fall off, which can force out heal. There's just other choices that might be better in that aspect. Also, she can wall him off to separate him from his team, but if there's no follow-up, then he'll just live. Bab can outrange him, but doesn't deal a lot of damage from long range. Also, Lamp can stop a hook, but it's on a ridiculous cooldown. Lifeweaver can also deny a hook with pull, but again, cooldown. Also, Hog can insta-destroy Tree. If you're playing Lifeweaver and you think their Hog has ult, just don't use Tree. And if you do use Tree, put it behind somewhere where he can't just walk up and go, because then you're not going to have a tree. Greg has a shield, so she can block hook, and Whipshot can deny hook follow-up, but if she gets hooked, she's most likely dead, which is easy since she's a big girl. It has to be somewhat close. Kiri can cleanse any follow-up if she can land the Suzu. She can dodge hook with her TP, or just her small hurt box and movement, and she can force out heal if she hits her shots. Also, Wooyoung can deny hook follow-up, but like that's really it. His ult can save a hook target too, so you know that's cool. Also, he might be hard to hook. He has burst movement, and he deals a good amount of damage, and Hog's pretty easy to direct. So there's a lot of things going for Wooyoung here. Up next are heroes that aren't net negatives, but aren't really positives either. Heroes like Ram, Genji, Sombra, Tracer, Iari, and Lucio. Ram can block hook and poke him out, forcing his heal. However, once he uses Nemesis form, Hog will be looking for that hook. He can survive his follow-up because block exists, but outside of that, Ram can't really do much. Genji, Sombra, Tracer, and Lucio are all hard to hit. which means they're all hard to hook. Genji can block hook with his deflect. Sombra and Tracer can dodge hooks pretty easily with blinks, recall, and translocator. Also, he's an ult battery for them. Even though tanks give less ult charge, they can still give off ult charge, so you know it's kind of a battery. Lucio is just fast, and he can deny follow-up with his boop. He also has a defensive ult. So that's the thing. Speeding his team can also help rotate away from Hog or push the advantage if his hook is on cooldown. And finally, there are the heroes who you shouldn't play against Hog unless you are dedicated and skilled one-trick. You got guys like Doomfist, Hazard, Junker Queen, Reinhardt, Winston, Ball, Symmetra, Venture, Juno, and Moira. Doom, Hazard, Winston, and Ball are pretty obvious. They are big and are easy to hook. They rely on their movement to make space, and Hog can disrupt that pretty easily. Doom can get away if played right. Hazard can live and outplay the Hog if he's good enough. Ball can live if he didn't use his shields early and if there's no follow-up. And Winston just dies. He just dies. Like, he just cannot play into Hog. If you're not Gushue, then just don't play Winston into Hog because you're not gonna have fun. Ryan and Queen are brawl heroes who have to be close to range but have to really outplay Roadhog. Hog can burst down Ride Shield, making his life pretty bad. But if Ryan can bait out hook and play corners so he doesn't explode, it should be okay. Queen has to dodge the hook or else she just dies. Knife can also pull him out of position, which is cool, and her ult can kill him if there's even a crumb of follow-up. Symmetra can't really do anything to Hog. I mean, she can charge her beam off him, but like that's kind of it. And she has to be close, which is easy for Hog to like land the hook on. Venture is big and relies on their movement. Hooking them is easy and stops their movement. Venture can disrupt them a bit, but they're not that big of a threat to the big man. And Juno and Moira just don't do anything to Hog. They can't deny follow-up. They can't pressure him. They can't out-heal his damage. They don't do anything to either save their team or stop him from what he wants to do. Juno does have speedering to outmaneuver him, but like, that's it. So I'm gonna be real right now. This video has been in production for like 7 months and there's a good chance it's outdated, but I don't feel like re-recording everything and I have to get the video out because like I said, it's been in production for like 7 months. It's been a long time. The last part where it's like the counters, that's like all in a vacuum, right? This is, if it's not contextual, if it was contextual, there'd be like, they would be ranked differently. Like I wouldn't really put Farah anywhere because you could just go hit scan and she doesn't get to play the game. But in a vacuum, she kind of just shits on Roadhog because he can't do anything about her. If it was contextual, then this video would be like 4 hours long and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I plan, or at least I want to do more videos like this, but I don't really know yet. So yeah, anyways, here's the outro stuff. Go watch other stuff and other things like that. Okay, bye.